Did. Good morning, cousin, and welcome to our live divination ceremony brought to you by the Unbound Witches of Bright and Dark Center. My name is Jen Marie. I am an international witchcraft educator, initiated high priestess, sorceress of chaos, published author, and I founded an international resource center for neurodivergent witches looking to repair their relationship with themselves, their lives, and community. So there. In this divination ceremony, we are asking, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? Very specific wording, very intentional. Happy Sunday, guys. Geez. Yesterday was the very first recording of our new podcast, Wisdom in the Weave. And is it available? Is that the way to say it? It's available on Spotify. And the live recording of the podcast is also available here on YouTube. It was so much fun. I'm always talking about the Unbound. I'm always saying things like, hey, I'm not alone. Like, I don't do this on my own. This isn't a one witch show, even though my face has been primarily what y'all have been seeing over the last like 4 years. We have a like public social media platform of almost 500,000 at this point. And we also launched our own app space, community app space, where you can connect with other witches and learn. It's kind of like a virtual mystery school. Absolutely amazing. But there's over 600 witches in there as well. And you don't really see the Unbound or engage with them until you start getting into the app space and getting into the other offerings that we have available for, again, neurodivergent, black sheep, cycle breaking, queerdo witches. We're looking for a very specific group of witches because I actually wrote a book about why. It's called The Grimoire of the Ungovernable. And this podcast really lets you get to know them. and what we're about, what our agenda is, because we have a very clearly defined agenda and that is popping off right now, by the way. Everything that we've been working toward, all of the magical workings we've been laying for the last 4 years are starting to come to fruition in huge ways. And and we're looking for you. Like, we kind of need your help. There's a lot to do. So if you feel called to participate in a matriarchal community, hi. Hello, cousin. Not to make it weird, but what are you doing? What are you doing? Where have you been? Jeez. I am going to do what I do to get my system prepared for divination. I'm going to be pulling some tarot cards. You are welcome to do the same. I'm going to be pulling for the collective. You can pull for your like flow to dial that into your specific flow. We all have access to the same information, so I refuse to engage with you as if you don't. So, my goal is for you to repair your relationship with your intuition. That's what this space is for. I have absolutely no interest in you becoming dependent on my relationship with mine. That sounds like a lot of work, and that's not my bag. I got shit to do. Okay, here we go. On your mark, get set, go. Let's do this. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space, for our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. And now we make a declaration of intention. I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self, to pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour because I am home. All right, witches, let's do this. I could not do that with the incense blowing or like wafting directly in my face. Did you guys see that? Oh, can't. Don't know why. Some days it just wants to be all up in my shit. I'm feeling chatty today, but I'm like chatty in a lot of different directions. Like 'tis the season, right? It's springtime and the full moon is almost here. And in my practice, on the full moon, I know I release what it no longer serves me, right? But that is so fucking watered down these days. What does that even mean? Especially to our autistic brains, right? Super literal. What does that mean? Release what no longer serves me. What I'm looking for specifically is a facet of my social conditioning, some belief that was handed down to me by my parents or by my primary caregivers. Beliefs like I'm too much, or beliefs like my silence is compassionate, right? Those are the kinds of things that I'm releasing. And when you release those kinds of like core beliefs, your whole world starts to shift. And by release, I mean not just lighting something on fire and wafting the smoke around. I mean actually engaging with your life as if that belief doesn't exist. Like it doesn't play a part. And it's not like it's gonna magically poof and go away the next day after your ritual, but it will bring it to the forefront of your mind. And when you catch yourself, uh, like being quiet, not saying something when something needs to be said, you can be like, "Oh, that's not my belief anymore." And you change the way you do it. You fucking say something, right? That's what release work is. And when you start again to engage with your life like that, things shift and your authentic uh, truth and authentic self starts coming to the surface more. And you're able to see more of what you really want and who you really are so that you are prepared for your new moon ritual, which is a manifestation. You're calling in that new reality. You're identifying it and saying, "Oh, um, I've released that my silence was compassionate. And in doing that, I'm realizing that I need more friends in my life that that appreciate my voice. So I'm going to manifest more friends in my life that appreciate my voice." And you manifest those friends, and that's the new moon, full moon cycle, right? You manifest those friends, bringing in those friends brings to your awareness another belief that is holding you back for the next new moon. And it goes like that, right? So it makes perfect sense why the few days leading up to the full moon is usually this like deep introspective work. The light of the full moon illuminates the darkest of corners. So you're able to see it. And when you're really emotional, that means that you're very sensitive to those things, right? When you learn to actually ask yourself, what is it that I'm believing that is bringing up these feelings? You're able to identify that. All right. So that's going on with me as well. And I can tell you, I already know what my release is. And that release is that I have to simplify things in order to be um, understood. Right? And as a designer, I do the same thing where it's like, oh, actually, I'm going to do this. And it's this like big, huge, intricate project. Right. And I've been told my whole life that I have to dial it back, dial it back, dial it back. And you know what? I'm fucking done dialing it back. What would happen if I just fucking did it? What would happen? Right. And an example of that is the gardens here at Weirdbrook this year. Weirdbrook is an 80-acre homestead, and we are about to plant our crops. We just started the seeds, and I have a 20-acre pasture to design the garden in these crops, and we're going to be using permaculture methods. And so we're not planting rows, we're planting beds. And so I designed the beds in a labyrinth. I used the golden ratio and made this beautiful, really cool space that isn't really any more work than any other bed. It's just more intention. Anyway, I almost dialed it back. I almost did the thing of, "Oh, it's too hard. Maybe I should just like make it simpler." I'm not gonna do that. I'm going all the way and just seeing what happens, right? I'm not alone. I have help. If it were just me doing everything, that would be very different. I'm not the same place I used to be, and my life looks very different. So I'm going to go full on and see what happens. I know I keep saying that, but I think that it's important that you get that kind of encouragement because I know I'm not the only one that tends to look at things from this big scaled out kind of perspective. How much are you dialing it back? And what would happen if you went like just did the thing? Right? Well, all of it takes bravery, willingness to take a chance on something better, which is like the medicine of the times right now. What is your willingness? Your willingness to be uncomfortable, right? So I warned you, chatty today. But yeah, so that's happening. I'm very excited about this garden. Very excited about it. So wonderful. I'm also very excited about many, many, many things, again, that are just kind of popping off right now. Where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? Here's to not being convenient for people. That's right. That is right. I, along with this, the just like the growing crops, I am weaving magical workings into the garden as well, so that as the seeds are growing, so is this magical working that I'm doing. And specifically, it is a garden of bravery. And I know that there is a group of witches out there, maybe it's you, who are feeling like a deep passion for change and ready to just do what it takes. Whatever it takes, you just like you're done with this. And you are wanting to again switch from a patriarchal perspective to embrace a matriarchal worldview and to live in a matriarchal like culture. We, the Unbound Witches of Bright and Dark, need you. We actually need your help. But it takes years of investing in yourself for you to be able to do this. And we need witches that are brave enough to do that, to recognize that changing the world begins within. And so I'm growing this garden as support. As this garden grows, so does the empowerment of these brave witches that are like, you know what? I'm going to make that commitment and I'm going to be a part of this community. Because again, we need you. We got a lot to do. All right, where does our attention need to be today to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? The 10 of Swords reversed. We are so up in our swords lately, aren't we? That keeps coming up. So this is the card that we drew. This is the Tarot Torial deck by Raven and Rogue. And I'm going to read directly from the prompt so that I'm not influencing your interpretation of this card. What does this card mean to you? Okay. An inevitable change is ahead and you may not be prepared for it. Know that the choice will be difficult, but you will be much better because of it. Maybe you've been dwelling on a past that has been very painful for you. Take the reverse positioning of this card as a welcome sign that those negative feelings will soon be lifted. And 10 of Swords upright is you've endured something painful and have multiple wounds as a result. It's going to take time to heal. We can't change the past, but we can certainly play a role in our future. The 10 of Swords marks the end of your ordeal. Things can only go up from here. Put the past behind you and start moving forward because the light is ahead. What does that feel like for you? How does that do it for you? I love it when the witches they're putting what they're drawing in the comments. If you're watching the playback, you can't see this, but there's a whole bunch of witches all up in the comments putting in what they're drawing as well. That's how we get that sweet, sweet validation that we are a lot more connected than we've been made to believe, because oftentimes we'll either pull in the same suit or we will pull the same cards. And that's a really cool feeling, isn't it? Okay. I'm deciding how deep to go with this, guys. I'm feeling like I need consent. How deep do you guys want me to go with this? Like, how sharp do you want me to be? Uh, I'm all about consent and enthusiastic consent at that, because yeah, deeply. Look around, witches. Look around. The world is not how it was before. Our entire life as we know it is different, is going to be different. We are living in unprecedented times. It's been generations since things have been in flux the way that they are right now. Okay. It's so important for us to recognize that and think about it. You were incarnated this time, raised in a position of authority and power more than you can even fathom right now. Right now, at this time. Okay. And this is why I'm so like, be brave. You don't need protection. You need to be brave, right? No more running, no more hiding. It's time to be brave. And the bravest thing that you can do is recognize that you inherited a worldview that perpetuates the very thing that you are disgusted by right now. You, every moment, every decision that you make without addressing how you might be perpetuating that, you are subconsciously perpetuating it. Your silence perpetuates it. You waiting for things to blow over is perpetuating it. I At what point are you going to take accountability for the fact that your unwillingness to again be uncomfortable and do the work of um, reprogramming your worldview? That is what foundations is at Bright and Dark Center. It was created by reverse engineering your social conditioning. The 12 most common facets of our social conditioning that are keeping us from being able to connect to each other and keeping us from being able to step into our full power as witches. Foundations is the medicine for that. We saw this coming. We've been preparing for this. And it is the scariest thing because it requires you to start repairing your relationship with community, which is the most terrifying thing, but that is what is going to get us through the next 5 years. That's what's going to usher in this change is our like, "Hey, I'm not doing that anymore. I am choosing to do the scary thing and learn something new. I'm not doing that anymore. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to do this." Right? And this 10 of swords is really digging into that of like, "Hey, this fucking sucked real bad, right? It sucked. You don't want to go back to that. You don't. What is it going to take for you to actually shift your focus and be like, okay, not doing that. I'm building this. I'm going this. I'm with them, right? Heather, I love that. Thank you, Ocean, for putting that up. Heather says it's so weird to think that we are actually here for this time in the world. I hoped for and dreaded it most of my life. But now that it's here, sometimes I can't connect with the reality of it. Exactly. Right? How are we supposed to connect with the reality of it? It's so big. And it takes these slow moments of recognition of like it is here. And our denial of it is what's perpetuating it, right? Connect with the reality that life as we know it has changed forever. And community is going to be the greatest resource you can imagine. When the dollar is plummeting and everything is like in flux, what is the most valuable resource? What is the most valuable resource? Community, period. I don't care who you are. And it is the number one thing that we were conditioned against. We were conditioned to engage in a very divisive, violent way with each other. So no wonder you don't want to be a part of a community because you were rejected from community. All of us were rejected, but we are not broken. In fact, we are able to, again, we reverse engineered that shit so that we could actually create something that makes sense to our neurodivergent minds and systems. And you know what makes sense? A fucking matriarchy. I'm sorry, not sorry. Okay, so are we ready to see what we're in resistance to or in denial of that's blocking our shit? That's making it to where we're like, I don't know. The patriarchy was so good to me. Oh, it was so good. I was able to buy, I could walk down to the Walmart at the end of the store and at the end of the road, and I could, sorry, not walk, I could get into my car that I pay blah, blah, blah for and pay insurance for and drive 3 blocks down the road to the Walmart to pay for blah, 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 blah. I was able to get whatever I wanted whenever I wanted it, right? Is that really worth it to you? Right. Okay. Is convenience worth it to you? Because it comes at a cost. And again, I live on an 80-acre homestead in rural Maine, and man, that calling that you have to do something similar to what we're doing here is there's something to that. Something ancient is stirring within you. The moon reversed is our card that is in shadow. Okay. So I'm going to read this. Any underlying fears or negative energies you've been experiencing are washing away, and you're beginning to find renewed confidence. Answers that you've been waiting for might be coming to you. The reverse moon may also mean that any secrets you have will be exposed soon. And the upright is the moon is telling you things telling you that things may not be as they seem. Trust your instincts to see past those illusions. You may also be experiencing mood swings, dormant insecurity, or instability. If you're waiting for an answer, then be prepared to wait. So, what are you in resistance to or in denial of? What does that mean to you? I'm in resistance to and in denial of that I'm like totally rocking a bog witch do these days. I'm not in denial of it. It's delightful. You guys ready? You also got the moon up, right? Well, look at that. Okay. Remember, again, this is resistance denial. It's this like not double negative thing, but it's not that at the same time. Ooh, this might actually call you guys out. All of us actually. You know what to do. You know it. You can feel it. You you know what you need to do. You already have the message, honestly. But you are in resistance to and in denial of the fact that you have clarity on this. You're just wanting it to be something else. You're wanting it to be something easier, something simple, something that won't be as uncomfortable. I'm telling you, it's your discomfort that is the problem, your unwillingness to experience discomfort. And I know that I'm talking to an audience that is primarily neurodivergent, and we have immense morbidities, right? I myself am hypermobile. I have MCAS and POTS and epilepsy and all. Like I know discomfort. I know what I'm saying. Your willingness to experience discomfort is what is keeping you caged right now and confused. You you know what you need to do right now, right? I'm not going to tell you. I mean, it could be something like you might be feeling these pangs of resistance to go shopping where you go shopping because you're like, you know what? I really shouldn't be shopping here because this is totally benefiting, you know, uh, problematic companies, but I can't afford to shop anywhere else, right? That thing, you know what you need to do. Heather, I do like that. Heather says, you know the role, probably from a phase of life where the system awarded you the title. Now you can embody that authority without the permission of the patriarchy. You don't need permission to make this change, right? We were taught that we need to wait for the time to be right, wait for someone else to join you, wait till you get permission to do the thing, whatever that is. It's a little different for all of us. You don't have to wait. Your intuitive like ping, that's what you were waiting for. That's what you were waiting for. And the moon really highlights that. Like you've got it. If you don't think that you have the answer, then you're going to be waiting for a long time. If you don't think if you are rejecting this intuitive nudge to do whatever it is that you just got pinged real hard to do, you're going to be waiting for a long time because that was it. That was it. You got to wait for the next cycle, whenever that is. right? And I don't wanna, like I don't want to create this, like, false sense of urgency, right? You'll do what you're gonna do, right? When you do it. But this is saying, like, do do the do the thing. Do you want it yet? Ugh, Bridget, yeah. The I'll do what I want thing is, we all we all say that. That and don't tell me what to do. Those 2 things. Uh, but it's that, like, that when you say that you'll do what you want, period, do you want this change? I'm pretty sure, Bridget, you feel familiar. Are you in the app yet? Yeah, I think so. Uh, so you are doing the thing. No, this isn't pointed at you. This is pointed at all the other stubborn witches who say that they do what they want, but yet they're not doing anything at a time like this. So does that mean that you don't want this change? Does that mean that you want to continue to support the patriarchy in the way that you do? Right? Because if you're like, "Oh, I don't have enough support. Like, I could really use a friend to hold my hand and help me." We got that. Like, we're here waiting for you. If you need your hand held during the process, all you gotta do is like, "Hey, I need my hand held," and you'll have a gaggle of witches stoked about helping you through things. Right? At this point, the burden of responsibility or whatever is on you. It's not on us. It's like it exists. We did all the work to get it set up, but it's set up in a matriarchal fashion. So you have to initiate things instead of uh, being herded. Does that make sense? You're accustomed to a patriarchy that will come and get you, right? Herd you, and the more people we get involved, like, the more powerful, like, the top guy is. But in a matriarchy, you that initiation has to come from within you. So you have to ask for help. You have to introduce yourself. You have to ask questions because you're not gonna have someone coming and telling you what to do with your life. We know better. Oh, Bridget. I've been thinking a lot. So Bridget said, by the way, was here before Ocean joined Foundations. So proud of that expansion, but only joined the app recently. So you were in like the first wave when we first launched the resource center. Because Ocean was like within a couple months, I think, if not like one of the first wave. But yeah, yep. So I've been thinking a lot about the hundreds, if not thousands, of witches that have come through the resource center in one way or another, right? When we first started out or when we've launched all of these things over the course of the last 5 years. There were so many things when we first started, it was very bare bones, I guess you would say. And there wasn't even a workbook to get through foundations. It was like a newsletter, I think is what we were doing. And we have so much now, and those witches that came in and were like, this isn't for me. I need more support than what's able to be offered. Like we got it now. We did the thing. And I've been curious about how to connect with those witches that felt that spark, felt that call to show them how much we have adjusted and how much we've been able to actually bring them the support that they were needing and weren't able to engage with it back then. So, hi, thank you for coming back. We love that. Yeah. That's our reading for the day, guys. There are big, 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 big things this year. This year's going to change everything for all of us. I know you can feel it. I know you feel it. And, though I am the first to say I'm not here to save anybody, I am not here to save anybody. I do know that I am here to encourage and empower as many who want to hear what I have to say. And I know that the rest of the Unbound are the same way. We're here. We wanna help. It's gonna be I'm excited. I'm genuinely curious and looking forward to whatever it is that is did I mention that I have another, like, wall as a seer? It's really foggy what's gonna happen this year after the harvest, so I am unable to really feel into anything past, like, September. Even September is a bit, fuzzy, and I experienced what I called the November wall last year before I moved to Weirdbrook. I just knew that I wasn't able to plan anything because what I was going to be doing was so far beyond what I was currently experiencing that I wouldn't be able to, like, see it. And this feels similar to that life as we know it is going to be so different come September that if I were to sit and make any plans right now for anything past September, I'd have to change all of it anyway because there's a very big piece of information, an experiential, like you have to experience to get this information for me to be able to start the workings for that later part of the year. So, yeah. So that's fun. I love those for us. But all of the information that I'm getting as far as, like, what to do about between now and, like, September, what I'm getting is to go all the way. Whatever we're excited or curious about, invest, put both feet into whatever that is, and to prioritize the the changes that are exciting or even like if you were to imagine what your life would look like if your life was fun, that you enjoyed it, that's the kind of stuff. And I know that it kind of feels like a contradiction of like do the uncomfortable thing, but visualize a life that you enjoy. That feels like a contradiction, but it's the shift that's uncomfortable, not the life that you're manifesting. The life that you're manifesting is everything that you've ever wanted and everything that the big cappy pappy was not able to deliver to you. Okay. The discomfort is the choice, that shift, and it's only for a little while. So, if that's helpful, do what you enjoy doing, do what feels exciting, and engage with your life in a way that you're proud of. And whatever is coming after September, like it'll be influenced by it in a way that behooves you. Okay, let's close out this working. I will see you tomorrow morning at the same time, and we're going to do this again. So, hand on your heart and take a deep breath. before I get started, something caught my attention. Claire says, the future feels more unknown than before. It's because we're writing it, right? When we are looking to the future, are you looking to an external system to get their shit together so that you can figure out what to do? Or are you envisioning a future that you are creating? That's the permission thing that I'm talking about. Are you asking for permission to change things? We'll wait until we see what when the dust settles with them all freaking out. Or do we shift and start building what we want while they're freaking out? Like, let them freak out. Build what you want. Right. So, all right. Hand on your heart and take a deep breath. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. All right, witches. And remember, if you can't be good at it. I'll see you tomorrow.